Good morning, good day, whatever time it is in the day. Today we're going to be working on the wrists, the ankles and anxiety. So remember to stay with this video till the very end, because one of the ways that we take care of our emotional mental health is by doing simple exercises, which these are, which really help to articulate through the joints, but by the focus, by the mindfulness as you go along, taking your time and just sticking with it, you'll find at the end that you'll come to a calm peace of mind. So to get started today, you need to have 2 blocks, a strap. I'm sitting on a cushion, and you might like a small cushion or a folded up blanket, but always with my classes try at least to have 2 blocks and a strap. So let's get started. So let's start first of all just putting a block in front of you and put that block underneath the calf. So rather than under the ankle, so underneath the calf, and place both hands on the top of the leg and just pressing down with your hands and straightening up through the spine. So bringing your chin in, shoulders down, shoulders back and away, pulling in the lower belly. So keeping your hands where they are and just rotate the foot very slowly. So just rotating all the way down and all the way up, just in one direction, just rotating the foot. That's it. Excellent. And then we will slowly rotate in the other direction, all the way down and all the way up. Just move this back into camera. So all the way down and all the way up. Good. And then open up all the toes as wide as you possibly can. So open them all up. Keep maintaining that posture. And then scrunch all the toes. Scrunch them down as much as you possibly can. And then open all the toes. And then scrunch them all the way down. And then opening up the toes. And scrunching them all the way down. Good. And then point the toe all the way down and flex it all the way back. Now here you can use your hand to pull the foot back, or if you prefer, you can use the strap. So entirely up to you. It's quite nice to put the strap over the ball of the foot and just flex that foot all the way back, remembering to maintain your posture. So flexing it all the way back. That's it. Pull it back a bit more, bit more, bit more. Beautiful. And release and point that toe all the way down. Nice. Now turning the foot from one side to the other. So from one side, so you're in a horizontal plane, to the other. From one side to the other. Beautiful. Okay, so let's do the other foot, and this one I'll show you on the side. So what I'm doing here, out of the way. So I've got the block under the calf. I just have my other leg where it's comfortable, and I start pressing down on the top of that thigh, just reminding myself to keep that leg straight and bring the shoulders down and away, chin in, spine is in. When you feel comfortable in this position, if you prefer, you may like to bring your arms by the sides, in which case you can really work on rolling the shoulders up, down, around and back. Good. Now let's rotate that foot slowly in one direction. So just look at your foot, and as you look at it, just love and appreciate your foot. So the thing is that we take everything for granted so much, and our feet have got 29 bones. Let's go in the other direction. And they're so essential for us to be able to do things in life. So we need to love and appreciate our feet for the wonderful job that they do for us every day. Beautiful. And let's just open all the toes and then scrunch all the toes right down. So remember not to move the rest of the leg. Open all the toes and scrunch all the toes. And open all the toes and scrunch all the toes. And then horizontal plane going from the right to the left, to the right, to the left. or whatever direction that you're going first is perfectly fine. And now let's point the toe forward and flex it back. And then grabbing the strap or using your hands, whatever you use, so long as you're keeping that back nice and straight. And then just flexing that foot towards you and really pull that foot towards you so you feel a nice strong calf stretch at the same time. And making sure that the ankle and the foot is straight coming back toward the shin, so it's not twisting in any way. Good. And release and point that toe all the way down. Well done. Awesome. Now, let's start some work on our wrists, and we'll do a bit more on our ankles a little later on. So, let's sit, actually we'll sit this way on the toes. So I'll just get back into camera here. So sitting on the toes, so the toes are curled under. Now this can be quite challenging. So if it's too challenging, just don't do it at all. But you can try different things, like you can put a cushion underneath. That chops my head off, but anyway. So you can put a cushion underneath your bottom, or if you don't like it, then you can just be on top of your feet. And if that's not comfortable, again, you can put a cushion here. And if that's not comfortable, put the cushion underneath your ankles. What's important here is just get comfortable. I think you get the point. All right, so I'm just going to sit like this. Okay, so let's bring our hands to the outside of our knees. And then I just want you to open all the fingers. And looking down at your fingers, lift your thumb and put it down. And then lift your fingers from the pinky finger to the digit to the thumb, and then bring them back down all the way to the pinky fingers. So what you're doing then is you're lifting up the thumb, placing it down. You lift your pinky finger and then all the other fingers and the thumb, and then bring them all down nice and flat. So that's on the ground. Awesome. So let's do it again. So thumb all the way to pinky finger, and then pinky finger all the way down. This time pinky fingers up, and then thumb down, and then pinky fingers. So this focus helps to settle our mind. Okay, now lift your fingers. So now coming up onto your hands and knees. So just slide your knees back, and really bringing your shoulders back and around, pulling in the belly. Now, coming up onto your fingertips, and then rolling the fingers down to the top of the palm, and then all the way down to the heel of the hand, and then bring the fingers up. And then rolling the hands up to the fingers, and this time curling the fingers and coming onto the fists as you come forward, and just bring your body forward and lifting up through the chest if you're comfortable here. And then inhale. So bringing your body back, coming to the tops of the fingers, and then curling the fingers down to the mat, and then the palms and the fingers come up. Beautiful. Now let's turn the hands out to the sides and do the same thing. So your wrists are in alignment with the insides of your shoulders. So let's roll the fingers up and then roll them down, and fingers up, and then rolling them all the way up. I'll just bring my hands in so you can see, and then curling the fingers under as you come onto the backs of the wrists and bring the hands down. So my hands are like this. All right, good. And let's just move gently forward and backward, very gently. So remember, this is really working through all the wrist bones. There's lots of teeny tiny little wrist bones here too. Try and keep your feet flat on the floor, belly in, shoulders back, dorsal spine in. Good, forward and back. Beautiful. Awesome. Great. Now let's bring the fingers to point behind us. So first of all, just sitting back onto your heels and just pressing the fronts of the wrists down to the mat. Good. So this one might feel a little strange. So you go back as far as you're comfortable. All right, and then coming forward and just bringing your body forward, lifting the chest up to look forward. and then exhaling as you come all the way back. And this time coming up, so you're on the bending the fingers back as much as they will, coming up onto the fingertips, and then rolling the hands into a fist. And so have your hands just outside your knees, and you're coming onto the backs of the hands. And then we'll just gently forward and back here. So very gently moving your body forward and backward. So you're getting an unusual stretch through the wrist here. Beautiful. And remember, when you're doing this at home, you can stop the video, and if you feel that you want to do some more, then you just do more. That's it. Now let's come up onto the fingertips, and then bring the fingers down, and then the palms down, and bring your body forward, and then rolling back, and coming back to the original position. Now turn your fingers in. So this time you will need to bring your hands out a little bit wider than your knees. So I'll just turn around so that you can see me. Excellent. All right, so from here we'll just gently sway from side to side. So again, you go as strongly or as deeply as feels right, but trying to keep the heel of the hand down so that you can really feel that stretch through the wrists. So this is wonderful for any kind of advanced postures, like if you're doing handstands and things like that, and certainly for doing our downward dog. Beautiful. Now just rolling up onto the fingertips, and then bringing the fingers down to the edge of the palm, and then coming down onto the heels of the hands. Good. And then rolling up, so with focus, so you could be looking at your fingers, and then rolling onto the backs of the fingers, so you're now rolling onto the backs of the hands. Good. And let's gently going side to side, very gently swaying side to side, so feeling that stretch through the wrists. And then coming forward and backward. So very gently. So remember, this is not what you usually do in your day-to-day life. So yoga is always kind of getting things and making it more intense than usual, so that the ordinary is really ordinary. All right, and then rolling up into the fists and curl the fingers together. Good. And then coming up onto the tips of the fingers and back down onto the hands again. Beautiful. And then rolling up onto the tips of the fingers and coming back onto the fists. Now turn the fists around so that your arms are pointing forward. Good. And from here, so like a gorilla. All right, so bring your hands a little bit wider and bring your knees back. And then see if you can just bring your body through your arms on your fists. Now if this is uncomfortable, then just bring your hands back to flat. So we're getting a nice stretch through the dorsal spine. We're working through our lower back at the same time, lifting the head up. And inhale and exhale, and sitting back onto your heels and keeping your fists forward, keeping your wrists going forward. Good. And then coming back up and opening up through the chest. So you inhale up and you exhale down. Let's do one more. So exhaling as you're coming down, keeping the wrists forward, so you're getting a nice stretch through here. And actually, let's just open up the hands, open them all up, and see if you can just walk them forward as far as they will go, and looking forward. And then bring your knees apart and your big toes together, and just sit your bottom back on your heels. Now again, if you're finding it, getting your bottom on your heels is not happening, put a cushion here. So looking between your arms, and straighten the arms and open all the fingers, and just lift the hands up to the wrists, looking through the arms, opening the fingers, and then just rotating the wrists to the left and to the right and to the left. So we're getting a sideways movement, and to the right. Beautiful. And then curling all the way up, coming up so that you're onto your fingers only. Bring your knees together, feet apart, and opening up through the chest, lifting up the chest and looking up. Beautiful. Great. And coming back, rolling those hands back down, and let's walk them back underneath our shoulders. And we will just come around, so sit, excuse me, in cross-legged. And just move your buttock flesh away. And let's just shake out the hands. All right. So you should have felt something with that. Good. Just checking, it's not just me. All right, good. And let's just flap the hands, okay? We're trying to fly like a butterfly or a bird or something. It's not really quite working. I think we leave that to the birds. Let's stretch the arms out and really press. So you bring the fingertips toward the forearms and the heels of the hands away, and bring the shoulders down, and then bring your arms back. Keep the arms straight. And you're really trying to get the shoulder blades to meet each other. So lifting the chest from the center of the chest, chin in, lower belly in. Good. And then bring the arms all the way forward. Great. And then flip the hands down. Excuse me. And then opening up to the sides. Good. And from here, rotating the wrists. So we're just going to rotate. Now, feel it. If you like, you can watch one hand and just articulate that movement. So observe how you can like close your fingers and open your fingers and turn the wrists and close the fingers and open the fingers. Now look at the other one. All right, good. And let's just change direction. Okay, now let's keep the arms stretched out. So we'll do a bit of arm exercise here. So just bring your so imagine there's 2 cups on top of your hands, and what you're doing is you're moving the wrist horizontally. So I'll just show you that in front. So you're moving the wrist horizontally, so the arm doesn't move, but just the wrist. So just horizontal movement here. So imagine that you've got 2 bowls of water and you don't want to spill them. Good. Now, bring your arms in front of you, interlace the fingers and press them away as hard as you can. So bringing the fingers forward, like the pinky fingers towards your face and the thumbs away. Try to have the thumbs touching and bring your shoulders down and your head down. Your chin, rather. Sorry, I meant to say chin. Let's inhale and let the head go back where it's comfortable. And then exhale, let the head come down, all the way down, chin down, and then press the hands forward and really concave through the spine. I'll just show you a sideways angle. So pressing all the way through the spine. Good. And then inhale, coming up, and inhaling. Continue to come up and bring the arms above the head. So face is relaxed and calm, arms are elbow, elbows are straight is the word I'm trying to say. So my hands are still like this above my head. I'm just out of camera. Good. And then release out to the sides, all the way down to the ground, fingertips. Beautiful. Now bring the hands back together, cross them, and whatever was you did before last time, change to the other finger. So you just move them along one. Inhale and exhale, pressing the hands all the way out. So again, thumbs coming toward you, pinky fingers away, and really try to keep your wrists at the same level as your shoulders. If you've got a camera, you should look a bit like this. Now lifting your arms all the way up, straighten the elbows, and stretch them as much as you possibly can. Good. Face calm. That's it. So keep a nice calm face. So we have to keep bringing our awareness back to our faces like that. Excellent. And then exhaling the fingers all the way down to the sides. Beautiful. Until the fingertips touch the floor. Lovely. All right, now this time I want you to bring your hands in front of you and cross at the wrists. Okay, so you're crossing at the wrists and interlacing the fingers. So stretching the arms all the way out, and let's just press, exhale and press that chest back so that we get that nice stretch through the spine again. So I'll just show you that on this side. So we're just pressing all the way back. Good. And then inhale, bringing the shoulders back and the back in, and continuing to inhale and just bring the wrists to your chest, and then and then bring the elbows down as the hands come up, and then inhale and exhale, bring the hands down, and inhale and exhale. Beautiful. So just really turning those wrists as much as you can. Now stretching the arms out and changing the cross of the wrists. And inhale and exhale. Shoulders down, face relaxed. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale. And stretching out and change the cross of the wrists again. Now this time, inhale and exhale and cross the arms all the way. Woo! You can really feel that one on your wrists. And then inhale, I'll turn around so you can see. And exhale, going out. And inhale and exhale coming from the front, so your arms need to cross. And inhale and exhale all the way out. Change the cross of the hands. Inhale and exhale all the way out. And inhale and exhale out the other way. Good. Inhale and exhale. Wow, I can feel that, I tell you. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Just bring the palms together and to the heart. Nice work. Okay, so now let's add some of this into our downward dog. So from here, coming onto your hands and knees. So your wrists should feel like they've definitely done some work. And let's just curl up those toes. And then move your hands forward just past your shoulders. And then we'll press back into the downward dog. So here, just start walking the feet. So we're getting some nice stretch through the calf. And we press with the hands. We really try to be a triangle from our heels to our sit bones and then straight down to the wrists. So keep pressing away. Keep bringing your chest toward your thighs. And at the same time, bringing your feet down to the ground. Now just stretch the heels all the way down to the ground. Doesn't matter if they touch. Good. And opening up through the upper back, bringing the biceps toward the sky. Now lift your thumbs and place them down. Now lift your digit finger, middle finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, and thumb, and then bring them down one at a time, just like we did in the exercise before. Now start with the little finger, and then all the way to the thumb, and then bring them down to the floor. Good. Now coming up onto your toes, so you're really bending your toes back, and pressing your body further toward your thighs. Good. And exhale, bringing your heels down. And inhale, lifting your heels, and then coming forward over your wrists, so you're getting a nice plank here, so pressing up through the upper back, and then exhaling back down to the dog. So we're doing a plank or a semi-plank here, just coming forward on those wrists, and then coming back onto the toes. Good. Now bring your left foot to the center, and bring your right foot onto the back of the left ankle. So this way you're getting stronger stretch through the ankle and the back of the calf. And then coming up onto the toe, and coming forward, and then coming back again, and foot down. Okay, open up the feet. Now let's just lift one hand off the ground and give it a shake. Probably starting to feel that. And of course, and then let's change the other one, and let's just give that a shake. Beautiful, and replace. Now the right foot is in the center, and this time the left foot is over the ankle. So just pressing back with the hands, so really bringing your chest through your arms, so your chest is coming like toward the middle of the hands in direction, but also back toward your thighs. Good, and then coming up on the toes, and then bringing that heel down, and coming up onto your toes, and then coming forward into a plank, and coming all the way down. Let's do that one more time. You can do as many times as you like, but I'd like to do one more time on this side. It's all about what feels good for you today. Beautiful. Alrighty. And let's just bring both feet back to the floor. And let's just actually bring our knees apart, toes together, and we'll just sit back for a moment and give our hands a little shake out. And we've just got one thing left to do. So remember, it's always good to do a meditation. Let's just flop the hands backward and forward like that. Like it's like, whoo, it's a hot day. All right, so let's flop the hands. Good, and then shake them up and shake them this way and then shake them all radically everywhere, like you're trying to clean something. All right, beautiful. So, and let's just open and close those fingers, open and close. Good, and then slowly open and claw those fingers and close. And slowly open and claw those fingers and close. Beautiful. Good. Let's press back into the downward dog. Now this time, bring your left foot to the center and stretch your right foot behind you. So I'm going to move up here to keep in camera. Good. Okay. So here we're going to flex and point the foot. Flex and point. Flex and point. Good. So trying to keep that leg parallel to the sky and the inner thigh coming up. Well done. And then rotate the ankle. And then rotate the other way. Good. Feet apart. Pressing back with your hands. And then right foot to the center. And lifting up the left leg. Flex and point. Flex and point. Remember, you can also open up all your toes. You can scrunch your toes. You can do any of those things that we've done already in this posture. And then rotate the ankle. Keep pressing back through those hands. And rotating the other way. Good. And bring both feet down and separate all the toes and then press back onto your heels. So pressing all the way back onto the heels and see if your heels come a bit closer to the floor this time. Nice work. And let's walk the feet forward and then the hands back. Now, if your hands are not reaching the floor, then just use blocks. And you use whatever height that you need for your blocks. Yeah, you've got 3 different heights with your blocks. So let's just, wherever you put your hands today is great. Bring your weight slightly forward so that your hips are over your feet. Lift and separate all your toes. So lift all the toes, separate them, bring them down. Lift all the fingers, separate them, bring them down. Turn the hands backwards. Good. And coming forward and backward over your wrists. Good. Coming up onto your toes and then bringing them down and onto your heels and bringing them down. Toes, down, heels, down. Turn the feet out. Good. So you should feel this through the calves. So we're going up onto the toes and then we're doing the plantar flexion. And then bring the hands pointing inward. And this time, toes in, heels out. So up on the toes, back on the heels. Up on the toes, back on the heels. Good. And from here, just bring yourself out in whichever way you so prefer. Bring yourself to standing. Great. So that's all that we have time for today. I hope that you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed it. And remember, any of these exercises that we've done with our hands and our feet and our wrists, we can do like in the dog pose and the uttanasana, the folded, or when you're standing, you might like to do these things when you're standing as well. Add a little variation. Okay, I look forward to seeing you again next week.